Should Zimbabwe hold elections every 5 years? Or would 7 years give leaders more time to deliver real development? That question sparked intense debate in Parliament after Mudzi West legislator Honorable Knowledge Kaitano strongly defended the proposal in constitutional amendment to extend presidential and parliamentary terms from 5 years to 7 years. His argument was simple but controversial. Extending terms does not make Zimbabwe any less democratic. The statement has ignited fresh debate across the country, with supporters calling it a practical solution for development and critics warning that longer terms could weaken accountability. So why does Honorable Kaitano believe 7 years is better than 5? And what could this mean for Zimbabwe's future? Let's get into it.
In as much as, yes, we must learn from other countries, in as much as we can copy from what other democracies have done, Mr. Speaker said, what stops us from being the genesis of something new in the world? What stops us from being the initiators of something new in the world? Yes, we want to learn from others, but we can start something of our own, Mr. Speaker said. Yes, we can learn. Finland has got 7 years. One has got 7 years. But we can even start from whatever we want. We choose ourselves what we want and start from there so that other countries can reference Zimbabwe and say Zimbabwe has done this. We also want to be in the forefront of initiating things. So whatever we do, Honorable Speaker said, whether it exists in the world now or it doesn't, for me, it's neither here nor there. Let's just initiate our own thing, and we do it. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I conclude, the people of Mudzi district believe that if we move from 5 years to 7 years, we will have more solarized boreholes in Mudzi district. The people of Mudzi district, Mr. Speaker, believe that we will have both small dams and big dams in Mudzi district if the longevity of the term increases from 5 years to 7 years. That's what they believe, because they have seen it happening on the ground. They've been appetized. They are now looking forward on a daily basis. Their ears are listening to hear who is coming to do what in our district. They have sent me here, Mr. Speaker, sir, to speak on their behalf. That indeed, let's move it, let's push it from 5 to 7 years, because we want more development. We were left behind, but now we are being included. Leaving no one, and no Mudzi is left behind now. Mr. Speaker, sir, the question before us today: does longevity from 5 years to 7 years imply lack of democracy? Does it mean now we are shifting from 5 years to 7 years, we are now less democratic? Does it mean that, Mr. Speaker, sir? Does it mean we no longer respect human rights by moving from 5 years to 7 years? Does that mean so? It simply means longer time has been afforded for development of this country. That's what it all means.
Zimbabwe's parliament continues to debate constitutional amendment Bill No. 3, one of the most controversial pieces of legislation in recent years. Among the many proposals contained in the bill is a plan to extend presidential, parliamentary, and local authority terms from 5 years to 7 years. The proposal has attracted strong support and strong opposition, but one of its most vocal defenders is Mudzi West MP Honorable Knowledge Kaitano. Speaking during parliamentary debate, Kaitano argued that extending terms would not undermine democracy. Instead, He believes it would create greater political stability and allow leaders to focus on delivering development. According to Caetano, democracy is not measured simply by how often elections are held. He argued that true democracy is about whether leaders are serving the people effectively and whether institutions continue to function according to the Constitution. From his perspective, extending terms from 5 years to 7 years would not remove the people's right to choose their leaders. Citizens would still vote, political parties would still compete, and democratic institutions would still operate. The only difference, he argued, would be the length of time leaders have to implement their programs. Supporters of the proposal say one of Zimbabwe's biggest challenges is that governments spend too much time preparing for elections. Under a 5-year cycle, political parties often begin campaigning shortly after taking office. As a result, leaders may spend a significant portion of their term focused on politics rather than development. Caetano believes a 7-year cycle would help change that. Instead of constantly preparing for elections, leaders could concentrate on long-term projects and national priorities. He argued that major infrastructure projects, economic reforms, and development programs often require many years before citizens begin seeing meaningful results. Road construction, power generation projects, water systems, industrial development, and agricultural reforms can take years to complete. According to supporters of CAB3, a 7-year term would provide enough time for governments to plan, implement, and complete such projects without the pressure of frequent elections. Another argument raised by supporters is the financial cost of elections. National elections are expensive. They require significant resources from government institutions, political parties, security agencies, and electoral bodies. Supporters believe reducing the frequency of elections could save money and allow more resources to be directed toward development. Caetano reportedly suggested that the focus should be on delivering services to citizens rather than constantly returning to campaign mode. However, not everyone agrees. Critics of the proposal argue that elections are not a burden. They are a fundamental part of democracy. According to opponents, regular elections ensure that leaders remain accountable to the people. If citizens are unhappy with government performance, elections provide an opportunity to choose different leaders. Extending terms, they argue, means citizens would have to wait longer before exercising that democratic power. Opponents also warn that longer terms could reduce pressure on elected officials to perform. When elections occur more frequently, leaders know they will soon face voters again. This encourages accountability and responsiveness. Critics fear that extending terms could weaken that relationship between leaders and citizens. For them, democracy is strongest when voters have regular opportunities to assess those in power. The debate has therefore become a clash between two competing visions. One side prioritizes stability, continuity, and long-term planning. The other prioritizes accountability, frequent elections, and direct public oversight. Both sides claim they are defending democracy, but they define democracy in different ways. Political analysts say the issue has become one of the most important aspects of the CAB3 debate. Unlike some constitutional changes that only affect institutions, the proposed extension of terms directly affects every voter in the country. That is why the discussion is generating so much public interest. Many Zimbabweans are now asking whether development requires longer terms or whether democracy is best protected through regular elections. As Parliament continues debating CAB3, Honorable Caetano's comments have added fresh momentum to the discussion. Supporters of the bill see his argument as practical and focused on development. Critics see it as a dangerous move that could weaken democratic accountability. The debate is likely to continue for weeks as lawmakers weigh the benefits and risks of the proposal. One thing is certain. The proposal to move from 5-year terms to 7-year terms is no longer just a legal amendment. It has become a national conversation about the future of democracy in Zimbabwe. Should leaders be given more time to govern, or should citizens have more frequent opportunities to judge their performance? That is the question now facing Parliament. And perhaps the entire nation. Would a 7-year term help Zimbabwe develop faster? Or would it reduce accountability and weaken democracy? Do you believe leaders need more time to deliver results? Or should elections remain every 5 years? And if CAB3 passes, what impact do you think it will have on Zimbabwe's future? Share your views in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Zimbabwe and Africa political news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.